as we continue to explore the subject of chakras on the path of the seeker. Today we are going to explore the Brow Chakra, commonly referred to as the third eye chakra. This highly misunderstood but super popular chakra everyone is always talking about. Has anyone told you that your third eye is open? Don't you want superpowers? I mean, it's through this chakra that all the psychics and mediums on television get their powers, right? Oh wait, I didn't already tell you that you have the raw power of creation as the superpower residing in your throat chakra, did I? Now here is the kicker. This chakra may be open, but if you haven't done the work on the other chakras to make sure the flow of energy going to this chakra is clear and clean, you can expect miscommunications and misinterpretation galore. For this chakra to operate correctly, your vision must be unified. That means your shadow and persona must be one, and the intent that you communicate from your heart and throat chakra must be in alignment. Here, the superpower we receive is vision, or to put it another way, clear seeing or clairvoyance. In fact, we find that this is the home of all 5 clairs, which include the most popular clairvoyance and clairsentience. The 5 clairs represent the 5 senses that have been heightened to a point that people who have not done this work think it's magical. This is also the chakra of the inner sight of understanding dreams. No, these gifts are not reserved for a select lucky few. Each individual is capable of developing any of the clairs once they reach this level. Clear vision is only granted to us when we have worked through the blocks of the previous chakras. When we clear this chakra, we see ourselves and our subjective reality clearly. We can also be a clear channel for divine inspiration. Let's take a look at what you need in your sacred space while working on this chakra. The color of this chakra is purple. The 4 stones that I recommend for this chakra is amethyst, amethyst chevron, labradorite, and lapis lazuli. According to the essential guides to crystals, minerals, and stones, amethyst stimulates the third eye and all 6 clairs, or sensory gifts. These are terms for the ability to see, hear, know, sense, smell, and taste the truth. Use this purple-toned quartz to ward off nightmares and encourage sweet dreams. Amethyst chevron is a stone of integrity and honor. Chevron amethyst reminds you to commit to excel on all levels. With its ability to develop intuition and prophetic dreaming, this stone can guide you through the dream world, enabling you to use your dreams to help you on your spiritual path. Labradorite, use this stone to shine light on the knowledge and wisdom within you. It is helpful for contemplation and amplifies your life through a wide-angle lens. Gaze into this stone, allowing light to refract off of it. Meanwhile, imagine or visualize the answers to whatever you search for arising in your awareness. Lapis lazuli opens the third eye and intuitive sense when used with conscious intent. This is a good stone for helping you remember your dreams and promote clarity during dream time. Lapis lazuli is a grounding stone that helps you focus on your studies. Have you noticed that in many of those stones there is an emphasis on dreams and studies? You can only perceive true knowledge when you have gained the wisdom that lies within knowing thyself. Until then, you are more likely to project on and attach yourself to supposed teachers and experts. The scents for this chakra are lavender and violet. Lavender has a calming, soothing effect that can help soothe sinuses and help you sleep. Violet can also aid in easing headaches and help you sleep. This chakra governs the pituitary gland. The pituitary gland is a small gland about the size of a pea that produces hormones that regulate all of the other glands in the body. Note that some people will say that the pituitary gland is the entire area that looks like an eye when the brain is sliced open. However, that area actually contains much more than the pituitary gland, including the hypothalamus, thalamus, the pineal gland, and corpus callosum. Blocks in this chakra develop in the adult years of 21 to 26, when we are establishing the vision that we have of our lives. Dreams. Dreams can be a very powerful source of insight. Once this chakra is clear and balanced, we have meaningful dreams that give us deep insight, although you might have to develop your own personal understanding for the symbols that you experience. The language of dream symbols is unique to each individual. Online databases tend to be bogged down in superstitious dogma. Understanding the language of dreams and visions does take an effort. I highly recommend books by Kevin Tedeschi on this subject. The most important insight I can offer is that dreams come from you. They do not come from outside of you. Both the inner child and the shadow can be reflected in our dreams, distorting them to some degree, if we haven't integrated them. The most common indication of a blocked brow chakra are nightmares and insomnia. Intuition. When we have a clear brow chakra, we can clearly interpret our gut instincts and dreams. If this chakra is blocked, we are more likely to either ignore or be confused by our gut instincts and emotions. The brow. When we have a clear brow chakra, we hardly ever experience headaches. A blocked third eye chakra can lead to major migraines, headaches, and sinus pressure that don't appear to have a physical cause. Visualize the future. With a clear brow chakra, we can easily visualize the future, especially with the aid of a vision board, and allow that vision to happen. When this chakra is blocked, we cannot even begin to imagine what our future might hold, and we may feel utterly hopeless. Inspiration. In her book, The 7 Healing Chakras, Brenda Davies says that inspiration represents being in spirit. This is where we have what Abraham Maslow called peak experiences. At such times, we seem to be in tune with our soul or higher self, and make decisions based on what is for our highest good. All inspiration comes from the soul. Spiritually motivated life. Here, when this chakra is clear and open, our spiritual and everyday life become one. There is no separation when it comes to acting with a spiritual intent. We think of the whole, of the one, every time we act or speak, not just when visiting a religious institution at a specific time. At this point is realized that there is no point in resisting the flow of spirit to force our own will, but to swim with the tides willingly. Our spiritual and everyday life become one. When this chakra is blocked, we think spiritual ideals are out there and don't apply to real life, so why bother? Well, it's time for you to get out your journal because I'll be attaching the Temple Sounds meditation so that you can write down your initial impressions of the chakra. Here is where we start to visualize the life that we want. We have cleared the blocks in the lower chakras, and with the throat chakra, we realize how what we say becomes our reality. Now we need to visualize the life that we would like to have. The most popular idea to ground this into reality that people use is a vision board. You just buy a cork board and pin onto it all the things you want. For example, if you want to get married, you would cut out a picture from a magazine of a bride and groom to put it on your vision board. If you want a particular car, a house, pet, or job, you can find a picture in a magazine, cut it out, and put it on your board. You can then put it in your sacred space so that it's nearby as you meditate. My husband put his current goals, such as a motorcycle and a house, on the screensaver on his computer as a way to manifest his reality. He manifested both, by the way. I have personally done things a little differently. To manifest my current husband, I wrote a list of every trait I was looking for and then burned it to release that intent to the universe. For the idea of having children, I drew pictures and burned some sandalwood incense as a symbolic expression of my intention crossing from the material into the spiritual realm of all possibility. I've never really used this method to manifest anything else. Now, most people stop there. The absolute most important part of this process is to let go of expectation and trust that Spirit will provide your intention to you in the best form. Sometimes, and I can tell you from experience, you may set an intention and it seems very small, such as, I want to pay off my credit card debt in full. You could focus on the details and say, I want the exact debt of $345.85. Yet that's a very unusual sum. If you leave it open, you might get a random check for $900 in the mail from a class action lawsuit you didn't even know had happened. The universe might have a very hard time fulfilling the request of a specific amount, but it's very easy for the universe to hook you up with an unspecified larger sum. In Edgar Cayce on the Revelation, we find that the brow chakra is not the sixth center. In Edgar Cayce's system, the energy flows upward and over the crown chakra to the brow chakra. So here we will break out of the order that we find in the book of Revelation to keep with the Western system. The church for this chakra is Laodicea. The spiritual self arrived at the highest center in the body. The aspect of the spiritual self in the center is the Amen, the faithful and true witness, the beginning of the creation of God, Revelation 3:14. This is the master gland of the body, but the spirit was upset with the center because it was neither hot nor cold. Because the center was lukewarm about the spiritualization process, the spirit was ready to spit it out of my mouth. The center said that it was rich and needed nothing, but the spiritual self challenged that it was actually wretched and miserable and poor and blind and naked, hearkening back to the original sin in the garden, Revelation 3:17. Amazingly, the center had no redeeming qualities and no virtue to acknowledge. It was stagnant and lukewarm, contributing nothing to the overall spiritualization of the body. The Spirit therefore warned it to get truth forged in the fires of spirit, white garments of purity so that its nakedness would be clothed, and eye salve to anoint its eyes to see the real truth. However, in a backhanded way, the Spirit also acknowledged its love for the center, saying, Those whom I love I reprove and discipline. Now you may look at that and think, oh geez, well that doesn't sound good. Let's take a closer look at what the Spirit said this chakra needs. The Spirit tells this chakra to get truth forged in the fires of spirit, and a white garment. The Spirit identified itself with truth forged in fire when addressing the heart chakra. The white garment was offered as a reward to the throat chakra. Only when our heart and throat chakras are aligned with spirit can this chakra be cleaned with a clear, pure energy flowing from the other chakras. In Maslow's hierarchy of need, we have reached the B values of self-actualization. Maslow also referred to these as the being level. Here we are truly at one with the moment. We have let go of all the unnecessary rubbish we tend to carry around as a burden. We learn to just be. I'll include the video on self-actualization in the description box below so you can review what Maslow said about those who have B values. To sum up the process of self-actualization, he states, put all of this together and we see that self-actualization is a matter of degree or little ascensions accumulated one by one. To me, that's a perfect description of what we have gone through as we ascended through the chakra system. In Joseph Campbell's hero's journey, we have reached apotheosis. At this point, we find that at our core, we contain the divine spark and experience a spiritual rebirth. When this center is clear and balanced, we feel that oneness with a higher power. Clear seeing, where the 5 senses represented by the 5 clairs operate at full capacity, only happens when you are devoted to the service of the whole. The divine sends only confusion to those who try to use these abilities for selfish material gain. If you look at the symbol of the great caduceus used today as a medical symbol, the third eye chakra is represented by where the 2 snakes traveling upward in the staff meet. This indicates that this chakra is the symbol for holistic unification. Also, you'll notice that there are one-eyed gods in most mythologies. In Norse mythology, there is the god Odin. In Egyptian, it is Horus, who is the owner of the all-seeing eye. For many indigenous North American tribes, the symbol for the Great Spirit is similar to the Egyptian god Horus's all-seeing eye. In Hinduism, we find Shiva's third eye. This is one of those unique points upon which North, South, East, and West belief systems are unequivocally unified. I can only offer my personal truth concerning the idea of the all-seeing eye symbolism in respect to the Brow Chakra. I believe that it represents the experience of unification of the individual's will with the divine will. As Edgar Cayce put it, to know thyself as thyself and yet one with the Creator. If you're curious about the concept of oneness, I suggest you read my blog post named The Illusion of Separation that I will leave in the description box below. Then there is this Buddhist quote. The truth is not arbitrary or a matter of opinion, but can be investigated, and those who earnestly search for the truth will find it. The truth is hidden to the blind, but he who has the mental eye sees the truth. This is a big milestone, folks, and believe it or not, we're not done yet.
Lost I learned to wash away.